little bit more than a walkthrough. So we take full advantage of it. And we talked about it last night in our team meeting that we actually expected some lightning here this morning based on what we saw from the radar last night. And last year there were a bunch of games that were kind of suspended for a little while. So we want to see how the guys would handle it, and I thought they handled it well. I mean, you guys were out there. I mean, I think we had one time the ball was on the ground. That was it. He was on an option play. But the rest of the time, it looked like the snaps were good, and the CQ exchanges were great.
Fitz, how is Trayvon?
Trey's doing great. Yeah. He's doing great, and we fully expect him to be back for the opener. What point will he return to practice? I guess you guys will all see when I see, but sooner rather than later. He's doing terrific. Everything's great.
Scary situation?
I think anytime any of our young men go down and have an injury, it's a scary situation. But like I said in the release, and I appreciate you guys, respecting, Trey and what he was going through. From the minute I walked out on the field, I mean, I think within 3 seconds, Ryan Collins from athletic training staff was right there, and he had full use of his hands and his feet and all that. So we knew things were great, but it goes to a different page of the book when it goes to protocol. And our athletic training staff did just an absolutely tremendous job. And he was in good spirits when I went over there with him, and just had to work through some tests, and I think they finally got him done. I don't know what time I sent you guys that, sometime around 10 o'clock.
When something like that happens, and it looks as scary as it looks.
Yeah, right.
Is there a danger that, for lack of a better term, your team loses sooner?
Well, I think in anything in life, you've got, there's something, scary as any time a guy gets injured and gets taken anywhere in the hospital, it makes you pause for a second. But there's great brotherhood and love on our team. You can kind of see as our guys came together. We came back together as a team at 7:30 when I had a little bit more information to share with the guys that everything was going to be okay, from a standpoint of the worst case scenario, and then we shut down football for the night and said, listen, if you guys want to share and have some brotherhood right now, let's do that. Otherwise, we'll reconvene and talk football tomorrow morning. And a good group of guys, not everybody, but a good group of guys hung out for a little while. Some guys wanted to watch football, and they watched it on their own. We didn't watch it with them as coaches. It kind of makes you pause and think about, hey, what are we really here for? And it's about being together, and obviously, I'm proud of the way our guys handled it. I thought we came back, had a good practice on Saturday from a standpoint of focus. And, based on what we had to go through this morning, I thought the guys came up here with the right attitude, good energy. And we'll watch the tape and come out, and like Ernie Banks said, we'll get to play too. So looking forward to that.
What does it do to your how do you look at your running back depth, the running back position now?
Well, I'm very, very pleased with the way that Venrick has started camp. And, so I feel great about that. Michael's getting just more and more confident. As you can see, we did some drills here today where he's getting twisted up, and he looks great. We're going to have Trey back and feel good there. I think Tyrus has had a really good camp. So I feel good about those 4 guys from a standpoint of probably a little bit more depth than we had the last couple of years. And, we'll see how that progresses, but they've been playing well.
What with Vederick, did you see like a click, something change with him maybe over the summer or spring or anything like that?
Well, I think when we moved him back to running back, the position he played in high school, it just kind of came back to him real quick, Teddy. And then, from there, I thought he had a great bowl game, and I thought that carried over in the spring, and had just the best summer he's had since he's been here. He invested greatly. He's in great shape. I don't know if you guys could hear him when you were up on the hill, but he's just, he's having a great camp. I can't say that enough, and now it's right in the heat of the grind, and, I'd be shocked to see any slippage from that.
If we could hear him, what you mean, he's talking a lot? Or
yeah, he's just into it, man. And he's been coaching the young guys up. He went from being one of the young guys to, over a summer, now he's a veteran. He's just doing a great job taking over that role. He's one of the oldest guys in that room, and so he's doing a great job.
Do you feel like after bowl practices and then the spring, now into this, that those running back instincts are back with him?
I think he's been good, Chris, with the ball in his hand the whole time. That hasn't been the issue. We're just trying to get him out in space to start his career. And at times, I think it went well. But, with the multiplicity of things he had on his plate from a standpoint in the classroom with all the special teams plays and everything that he was a part of, I thought that, we got together. We had a little depth issue at running back, and we felt, let's put him in a position that he feels comfortable with, and he's kind of run with it and had fun with it. And he's running physical. He's put some weight on, and he looks great.
There's just a couple things that we saw out here today. Canopy, last year he moved. Spring he had him in guard. Today he's running with the first team at tackle.
Sure.
Is that tackle his position now? Does he?
Yeah, I think he's a tackle, and like everything, we got bumps and bruises right now in camp. So I wouldn't put a whole lot of stock into who's running with the ones and who's running with the twos. All right, so We'll be flying them in and flying them out based on where some guys might have some bumps and bruises. So Jack is doing well. This will be a great week for him to get some work there and see how he plays. Be interesting.
And the other thing that I saw, Tyler Stack played a lot on the left last year, and he's playing on the right. It flipped. Is there a reason for that?
A little club on Houston. Yeah, that's the reason why.
Can Tyrus be your guy on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2? Is that
I don't think any of them could not be right now. I think right now the way the whole group is running the ball, I'm not going to say there's one guy taking this role and one guy taking that role, Teddy. Now we'll see how it progresses. We'll see how the health stays, and then package-wise, what we want to do and how we want to put the best guys on the field. But as you saw, we're just rolling guys right now, and they're all taking reps. They're not putting in situationally and things of that nature. So that's encouraging.
Tyrus has, we've seen him from practice, a big personality, right? He likes to get in the mix, doesn't he like to start some fights with the defensive guys?
I would say it the other way around. I think he's got a ton of passion, and I think he's going to be the guy that's going to try to be the bell cow for the offense. And he, I open it up to the leadership council every year to have talks in camp, and then also this year I opened it up to the seniors a little bit more. And he was one of the first guys that wanted to visit with the team, and he visited. He had the team last night, and was outstanding. Just absolutely outstanding. Spoke from his heart, and I thought he really set the tone for camp. And he's a senior now, and he just got some great news. Got accepted to graduate school, and he's got a lot of positive things going right now, and I'm just very pleased with the summer, the way he invested, and we'll see how it goes as it progresses for camp.
Might you have Prater for the afternoon session?
I don't know. Bumps and bruises from camp. I won't get my injury report till later on this afternoon, but there'll be guys who will hold out periodically.
Nick Manhu's running with the ones out there today.
Yeah.
What has he done to earn that job, and how has he held on to it? I know he kind of emerged in the spring.
Yeah. Look, I think when you watch Nick, number one, he's really explosive as an athlete. He's got great confidence in his skills, great knowledge of our system for a young guy. And athletically, he's as talented as the guys we have on the team. So with all that being said, how has he earned it? From the minute he walked into our program. A year ago, he was really, really close to playing. We kind of got to that midpoint of the season, and me as kind of the general manager made the decision, let's redshirt him, And ultimately, that's my decision. You can always look back and say hindsight would be 20/20, but I'm not sure he'd be where he's at today without the experiences he had last year. On the scout field, the things that he did. So with that being said, I'm excited about it for him, and there's great competition out there. Dan Jones has had a good camp. I think Doogie's playing well. You guys saw him make a bunch of plays today. Quinn Evans has played well. Jarrell Williams had I thought, really good practice today from a kicking game standpoint wise. So we're starting to add some depth there, which depth that can play. It's one thing to be out there and have a black jersey on and play corner, but guys that we can trust to go out there and play against the best and brightest in the country and wide receivers. So starting to get there. We got a lot of work left to do, 2 weeks to game week, and see how it unfolds.
The secondary, you might have you have a lot of guys who may have experience age-wise, but not on the field.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of, competition there, or has that been helpful?
Well, Jerry gave a great talk to the secondary early in camp about we have to gain our experiences through practice. All right, we might not all have them in the field, but we got to gain them through practice. And if we do that, we'll be prepared for the opener. And then after about 3 or 4 weeks, we'll have as much experience as anybody had a year ago. So the guys are competing. Every drill counts, every rep counts. We're filming everything, and like I said, so far so good.